All right, guys, what's up? I'm back. Twin Beams here. I don't know why I'm shining, but besides the point, guys, I made an emotional video the other day. It finally uploaded, and I also finally have internet, so I'm able to upload videos at a timely schedule. But I made an emotional video the other day. I think it probably uploaded today. I'm probably going to do a double upload today. About Shed Holmgreen and, well, really the future of the Oklahoma City Thunder. And honestly, I'm here to retract my statements. It's one thing to make an emotional video about a player playing bad in a certain series or a certain game or whatnot. But personally, I'm here to say that trading Shed Holmgreen would be one of the worst decisions that the Oklahoma City Thunder could make. And I know that Sam Presti, for one, isn't going to do it. Obviously, I mean, we see the trade rumors and all that, and I'm going to get into the trade rumors and all that other stuff in a second. But I'm just here to say I ain't gonna say I apologize or whatever, because obviously, I mean, I doubt the motherfucker could see these videos, but I'm just saying that if you do personally believe that Shed Holmgren needs to be traded, then I'm going to try to change your opinion because, for one, it'd be a dumb trade, especially to trade someone over one bad performance. And for two, I think that there's other glaring issues on the Oklahoma City Thunder's roster that needs to be looked at and addressed before we start jumping the gun and jumping the ship and getting rid of one of the better players on the Oklahoma City Thunder. So, for starters, I want to get into their roster and basically, I guess, speak on why I think personally why Chet Holmgren needs to stay, or I guess will probably stay. Not probably, will 100%. I don't see Chet Holmgren going anywhere, but he's making $13 million as of now. Um, and I do know that he's going to get I think a $229 million guaranteed contract for the next 5 years. I'm not gonna say I think he deserves 50, 40, like 40, $50 million a year, but I will say this. I mean, the dude's second runner up in defensive player of the year. He was all NBA. And looking at his stats, I mean, the dude didn't play terribly this year. 17 points per game, 8.9 rebounds, and 1.7 assists on 55% field goal percentage. And that's the magic when it comes to the Oklahoma City Thunder. They're all super efficient, including Shed. Shed is also one of the greatest, or not one of the greatest, but one of the better 3-point shooters when it comes to centers. I believe he is shooting above 50% from three. So looking at his shooting splits here in the 2025 regular season, yeah. Oh, he's at 35. I meant his field goal percentage. Apologies, is above 55%. But his shooting is above 35%, and for a center, it honestly isn't that bad. Um, he shoots very well at home. Um, Looking into the season, I mean, the dude's progressed basically every year in every statistical category except three-point shooting. It's been stagnant at 30 something percent, 36, 37%. The dude gets about 17 points per game. And I mean, obviously, you can't talk about Chen Holmgren without talking about his defensive ability. Um, and I mean, he stayed relatively healthy except last year. This year, he's been relatively healthy. He played 69 games, and he played all 82 his rookie season, right? And he was a pretty good rookie. Everybody remembers his rookie season, obviously getting 16.5 points per game. And what leads me to say this, I guess, or what I believe about Chet Holmgren in particular, I think that Chet Holmgren is a case of he's overpaid, yes, but at the end of the day, it's a contract that we're gonna have to live with because I think that the overall like talent that he does provide for the team almost outweighs it. I don't think that they should have gave him his $229 million contract. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's already done, said and done. And I think keeping the core group of J Dub, Shea, and Chet together would speak numbers. It would do numbers volume wise for the Oklahoma City Thunder. And I see them winning 2 to 3 more chips with this pure core, right? And why do I say this? It's because of things like field goal percentage. I mean, the dude's 11th in field goal percentage. I think he's higher than Shea. And when he can actually get his offensive ability going, the dude is, I mean, I'm not gonna say he's a monster or anything, but he's pretty damn good, right? Um, and I think that the issues with Shed really just stem mentally, right? And this is not a Ben Simmons issue, right? Because I've seen a lot of people comparing Chet to Ben Simmons. The dude is not Ben Simmons, right? Ben Simmons just had an overall basketball issue. The dude just could not shoot the ball. He wasn't, I mean, an incredible dribbler. He about a, he literally only had defense going for himself, right? But Chet Holmgren, the offensive ability is fine, right? He's a great offensive player on a team, good starting center, and he's an amazing defender, right? That's why he's second runner up in defensive ability, or second runner up in defensive player of the year, right? And an all NBA first team defensive player and an all NBA third team player. So on both sides of the ball, the dude, I mean, he does his work. He's skinny as hell, so he's able to guard the perimeter, and he's tall as hell, so he's able to guard the interior. Does he get bodied? Yes, he does. But at the end of the day, I mean, the problem with Shed is that, but I mean, every other player has their Achilles heel, and that's his, that he's skinny as hell. He's going to get bodied, right? But usually his rim protecting skill makes up for it. Obviously, when you're playing Wemby, that's literally Shed, but a better version of Shed. And I think that's an issue that can be fixed other ways, right? Everybody looks at basketball as in a matchup, right? Like, how can this guy match up with this guy? And that's just not basketball. Basketball is a team sport. How can a team match up against another team? And I think that there's other glaring issues with the Thunder that need to be addressed that would make them better matched with the San Antonio Spurs and other teams to come. Right? We were able to steamroll the Lakers. We were able to steamroll Phoenix. Able to beat Minnesota last year, and we were able to beat Nikola Jokic in a 7-game series with players getting hurt left and right. Um, Over there in the Nuggets, right? And then we were able to beat Indiana as well. And I mean, a lot of people have opinions on, Tyrese Halliburton getting hurt in the middle of the 7th game. And, prayers up to him. Hope he comes back and he's playing up to par like how he used to play. But I mean, at the end of the day, every single championship has had certain luck like that, right? You have to get lucky to win a championship. We know this. But I mean, looking statistically, this team is still one of the better teams in the league. I mean, they took the San Antonio Spurs to 7 games without J-Dub and without his backup. Basically 0 scores and Chet ducking his tail, Lou Dort playing terribly, and Alex Caruso off and on playing good, playing bad, right? So what are these glaring issues that I speak of? Well, before I get into it, if you guys like NBA content, make sure you guys subscribe. If I see some more subscribers, then I'll try harder and I'll actually edit these videos. But anyways, I think that the number one glaring issue is a different guy, right? And that guy's name is Lou Dort. So on my TikTok, I made a couple of videos on Lou Dort, and I think that he's kind of on the latter end of his tenure on the Oklahoma City Thunder. I know that he's excited to come back or whatever and whatnot, but I mean the dude he's getting paid $18 million a year. And Alex Caruso is also getting paid $18 million a year. If you tell me, right, who would I rather pick or who would I rather choose between Alex Caruso and Lou Dort? Literally 100 times out of 10, I'm going to pick Alex Caruso. And why is that? Alex Caruso is literally a better version of Lou Dort. He knocks the tray ball, great defender, tenacity. He's also a vet. Um, Overall, just better player. I mean, the dude knows the rules. And, whenever you need some shit going, whenever you need the offense to get going, he will do that 9 times out of 10. Lou Dort lacks any offensive ability. The dude cannot shoot the ball. He was, what was the stat? I think 3 for 28 from three the entire San Antonio Spurs series. He can't dribble. He's not really that good of a facilitator. I mean, he doesn't have any like outstanding ability passing the ball, and he also can't drive, right? So what does he do? Why last year or the year prior and the year prior of that, he was a great defender. Now we have Cason Wallace, who is for one younger, cheaper, and a great defender. I know that comparing him to Cason is, I mean, kind of stupid because he's 220 pounds. But Cason Wallace, 6'3", 195, 22 years old. There is no reason why Lou Dort is still on this team after this year. He's getting paid way too much money. And I think getting rid of Lou Dort saves up a lot of cap room to where we can, I don't know, find other pieces that would better this team and offensively wouldn't be such a liability like Lou Dort. I mean, Lou Dort is not big enough to guard centers. You didn't see Lou Dort get switched on Wemby. You saw Caruso getting switched on Wemby and actually succeeding sometimes. I mean, he stole the ball a couple of times, right? So I think that the biggest dude on the chopping block as of now is Lou Dort. And for those reasons. And now finally, why Thunder fans should be too worried. Obviously, next year, we have other players coming up, right? We got Thomas Sorber. He's going to be a great center, 250-pound center, that may be able to play a little bit better defense on Wemby, right? Because we know Wemby's about 250 around there, 240, 230. We need a heavier center that's actually mobile on his feet to guard Wemby, and I think that Thomas Sorber might be that, right? Hartenstein isn't really that quick on his feet, and you would see Wemby kind of take advantage of that. We saw Wemby hit him in isolation, and Wemby's a great isolation center. It's absolutely crazy to say that a 7'5" center is good in the isolation. Um, but Hartenstein was not able to guard him. So hopefully we have Thomas Sorber, who is basically Hartenstein but younger, with actual mobility, can come next year, learn the ropes. I mean, the dude's gonna be ready by summer ball, so we're gonna see how he hoops and how he plays with the rest of the younger guys. Hopefully this guy can be better, right? And you know what I'm saying? Match up with Wemby. I'm not saying that he's gonna stop Wemby or this Thomas Sorber is gonna be the Wemby stopper, but he can for sure be a guy that can actually get some minutes in the rotation playing against the San Antonio Spurs. Then we have Jalen Williams, who I think personally played better against Wemby every time he was matched up those little amount of times than Hartenstein did. Obviously, Hartenstein was being rough with him, but Hartenstein isn't that quick on his feet. Jay Will is a lot more quicker on his feet than Hartenstein is. And I know that, messing with minutes and all that shit, like out on limb is stupid. But honestly, I don't think Mark Dindal literally was messing around with the minutes enough, right? We had other players that could have matched up with Wemby a lot better, right? And I think that Jay Will deserves a lot more minutes. Same thing with Case and Wallace. And now finally, we got our pick situation and who I think would end up being on the Oklahoma City Thunder next year if we were to trade for somebody. So we do have 2 first-round picks in the 12th and the 17th, which is good. It's cool. It's good. We can draft some players. I'm not too sure how heavy set on the first like 10 picks or like how heavy set the lottery is upcoming season. I'm not too familiar with the new rookies coming in other than the Boozer twins and all that other shit. But um I do know that now first round picks are becoming a lot more valuable, right? There's been talks that we're going to trade up, try to get the Carlos Boozer's son, I believe his name's Cameron, trade up, try to get him in the draft. And he's a forward, but he primarily plays in the paint, and I just don't think honestly that's what we need right now. Because I mean, the Oklahoma City Thunder's starting lineup already can't shoot that well. And that seems to bite us in the ass whenever we can't get shit going, right? So personally, I think that the better option is starting Jay Will, getting Hartstein out of there and getting Lou Dort out of there, packaging him with some picks, and getting Evan Mobley, right? So Evan Mobley has been in trade talks with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Apparently, Presti is interested in Evan Mobley. And what would Evan Mobley do? Basically, get up there and actually play fucking defense on Wembanyama. In case Thomas Sorber does not play good, and I don't think that this trade would happen until the trade deadline of next season. I don't think it will happen in the offseason. But if for whatever reason we've matched up against the San Antonio Spurs a couple of times and we see the same issues that we see from Chet, I think that that's when he pulls the trigger and makes that happen. Because obviously at that point we had used our picks, but we also have deep picks in our bag. And I mean, we're like about 2 years out of schedule or ahead of schedule. So personally, I think that the only realistic blockbuster trade that would happen would be Evan Mobley. And not only is Evan Mobley a great defender, but he's also young as hell. He's 24 years old. So Evan Mobley also matched up well with Wemby. I mean, when you look at the matchups between Cleveland and San Antonio, I'm pretty sure they won all, right? So that would have fixed that glaring issue. We don't have issues against other teams. If we have this Achilles heel against the San Antonio Spurs that we know we're going to see year after year after year, because these dudes are like 22 years old, 23 years old, Dylan Harper's like 21, then I think that's the blockbuster trade that we make. Now, will it happen this offseason? I'm not too sure, but we'll see. I mean, Sam Presti has a way of doing things, and I trust him fully. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Finally, I think the last thing I'm going to address is these Giannis trade rumors. It's not going to happen. I don't think Giannis wants to live in Oklahoma for one. He has the player option, so we can say no. So it's going to be, at the end of the day, it's going to be his decision, right? And Milwaukee's not going to send him to a team that he doesn't want to go to. And I mean, I think he's pretty dead set on Miami. So even though personally I don't think it'll work out in Miami because they have Bam, so Bam and Giannis in the same lineup, it just too cluttered in the paint. Somebody's gonna have to learn to shoot. But besides the point, we're not talking about the Heat today. Um, I've also seen some certain rumors about Rudy Gobert. Not gonna happen either. I mean, Rudy Gobert getting added to the Thunder. The thing with the Thunder is that we target younger players. I just don't see them targeting a random fucking big that's getting paid way too much money for what he's worth. Making another mistake like Shet overpaying. I don't see Sam Presti doing that. Right? He makes calculated decisions. No dick rod. So personally, I don't think that would happen. But yeah, guys. This is my, I guess, updated video on what I think is gonna happen with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Make sure you guys subscribe, make sure you guys like. And everybody jump shipping, trying to get rid of Shed already. Guys, calm down. He's 23. Um, Obviously what was going on was mental. I mean, the dude didn't shoot the ball, right? If you went 2 for 38, right, that's a different like aspect. And honestly, I've seen takes where it's like I'd rather him go 1 for 17, right? In a certain aspect, yes. In the short term, I would much rather him go 1 for 17. But thinking long term, right? Would you really want that for a player going 1 for 17? The dude couldn't get the fucking ball in the basket. That's a skill issue. That's not a mental issue. But going what 2 for 4? That's a mental issue, right? And I think he can overcome that, and hopefully he does. Right? We come back next season stronger and better. But I'm gonna catch you guys later. Late guys, and I'll see y'all later.